I hear it at the pub, I hear it at family barbecues, and I see it in the eyes of blokes I've worked with for 30 years. They're 60 years old, their knees are starting to give out, they're sick of the commute, and they finally hit a milestone. They've got $500,000 in superannuation. They ask me, "Bruce, can I do it? Can I finally hand in the keys, tell the boss where to go, and actually enjoy the rest of my life? Or am I going to be eating 2-minute noodles until I'm 80? If you listen to the flashy financial gurus in their blue suits, they'll tell you that you're dreaming. They'll say you need 2 million, maybe 3, just to survive. But they're usually trying to sell you a high-fee managed fund. Today, we are looking at the 2026 reality. We're going to run the actual numbers on a $500,000 retirement at age 60. We're going to talk about the 7-year bridge, the Centrelink sweet spot, and the one single factor that determines whether $500,000 is a fortune or a tragedy. If you're staring at your super balance, wondering if you're close enough to the exit door, this is the reality check you need.
First, we have to understand the Australian gap. In 2026, most people can access their superannuation at age 60. That is your preservation age. If you've retired, that money is yours to do with as you please, tax-free. But here's the trap. The age pension, the safety net from the government, doesn't kick in until you are 67. That means if you retire at 60 with $500,000, that money has to be a bridge. It has to carry 100% of the load for 7 long years before the cavalry arrives in the form of Centrelink. If you spend too much of that $500,000 during those first 7 years, you'll arrive at age 67 with nothing left but the pension. And while the pension is a godsend, it's not exactly a life of luxury. The goal of a $500,000 retirement is to make sure that bridge doesn't collapse before you reach the other side.
Before we even look at the spreadsheets, there is one non-negotiable rule. If you want to retire at 60 with $500,000 in Australia, you must own your home outright. No mortgage, no last few payments, done. Dusted. In 2026, the median rent in our capital cities is hovering around $700 a week. If you're paying rent or a mortgage out of a $500,000 nest egg, your money will be gone in less than 10 years. You'll be 70 years old, out of cash, and entirely dependent on a pension that barely covers the cost of a rental. But if the house is paid off, your biggest expenses, housing, are gone. Suddenly, that $500,000 isn't fighting a losing battle against a bank, it's purely lifestyle money. If you still owe $200,000 on the house at age 60, my advice is simple. Stay at work. Use that super to kill the debt first. You can't build a retirement on a foundation of debt.
Now, let's look at the math. If you take that $500,000 and you follow a conservative withdrawal rate of 5%, you are looking at an income of $25,000 a year, $480 a week. Now, to a young person in Sydney earning 6 figures, that sounds like poverty. But remember, this is $480 a week of tax-free money, and you have no rent or mortgage to pay. Is it a champagne lifestyle? No. You aren't buying a new BMW every 3 years. You aren't flying business class to London. But it covers the rates, the electricity, the rego, and the groceries, with a bit left over for a nice meal out and a few local trips. According to the Ask for Retirement standards, a modest retirement for a single person currently costs about $33,000 a year. So, at $25,000, you're slightly under the modest line. But here's the secret. Most Aussies in their 60s find they spend less than they thought they would. They trade the expensive city lifestyle for the garden, the local club, and the grandkids.
This is the part that your bank manager won't explain, but it's the most important part of the Aussie system. $500,000 is what I call the Centrelink sweet spot. Under the current assets test for 2026, if you're a couple and you own your home, you can have up to roughly $450,000 in assets and still qualify for a full age pension once you hit 67. If you're slightly over that, you get a part pension. If you retire at 60 with 500k and you spend a bit of it over those 7 years, maybe you renovate the kitchen or take one big bucket list trip, by the time you hit 67, you will likely sit right in that sweet spot for a full or very high part pension. Now, imagine your life at 67. You've still got, say, $350,000 left in your super, which is still earning interest. On top of that, the government starts sending you a pension check every fortnight. Suddenly, your income jumps from $25,000 a year to nearly $50,000 a year, combined. That is the Aussie double dip. You use your own money to bridge the gap from 60 to 67, and then you let the government help carry the load for the final 20 years. That is a very, very comfortable way to live.
I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't warn you about the risks. A $500,000 retirement is a tightrope walk. There isn't much room for error. The first risk is inflation. In 2026, we've seen the price of insurance, council rates, and electricity skyrocket. If your $500,000 is just sitting in a conservative bank account earning 4% and inflation is running at 4%, you are standing still. Your purchasing power is being eaten alive. To make a $500,000 retirement work, you still need your super to be in growth or balanced assets. You need that money to keep fighting. The second risk is fees. If you are in a retail super fund charging you 1.5% in management fees, they are taking $7,500 of your money every single year. Out of a $25,000 income, that is a massive chunk of your lifestyle gone. You need to be in a low-cost industry fund where the fees are measured in hundreds, not thousands. At this level, every dollar counts.
Finally, let's address the elephant in the room. I've seen the searches and I've heard the rumors. People are asking, is the pension age going up to 68 or 70 in 2026? Right now, the official age is 67. While politicians always talk about raising it to balance the budget, there is no current legislation to move it past 67. Don't let the fear-mongering in the media stop you from planning your exit. Even if they did raise it in the future, it usually only affects younger workers, not those of us already knocking on the door. Plan for 67, but keep a contingency of an extra year's worth of cash, just in case.
So, can you retire at 60 with $500,000 in Australia? If you own your home, if you're happy with a modest but dignified lifestyle, and if you understand how to bridge the gap to the age pension, the answer is a resounding yes. You don't need to be a multi-millionaire to have a happy life in this country. You just need to be smart, you need to be disciplined, and you need to understand the rules of the game. $500,000 isn't a ticket to the high life, but it is a ticket to freedom. And at 60 years old, freedom is the only thing worth buying. If you're approaching 60 and you want to know how to set up your 7-year bridge properly, or if you want to know which super funds are actually looking after retirees, hit that subscribe button. We're building a community here for the everyday Aussie who is ready to take their life back. I'm the Retired Aussie. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.